time today. A fucking mish for many reasons. I'm gonna put my other glove on. Uh, the kittens finally decided to explore beyond their boundaries of a area that Fidget decided to move them to for the better part of almost 3 weeks. And I was starting to worry they were going to be feral as fuck if I didn't socialize them and just like force my assert, suggest myself around them. But they just happened to crawl up. Like there was a storage area in the couch, and through the outside, Fidget would get in that way basically. So it was really safe for them, and they just decided to crawl up the couch like one by one, and it was just absolute cuteness overload. So we have three. Um, there's one that's super feral. She's not feral, but she likes feral cat daddies apparently. Um, anyways, so okay, the first one to venture out into the world beyond the couch, it was this cute, like I can't even. This gray one is just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the cuteness. I don't know what names I'm thinking, but I'm gonna hold up its sibling, and this is a chunker. This looks like this is like 3 times bigger, and it's crazy. And then there's the third one who took the longest to kind of venture out, stayed there like just whining and hissing for I don't know 2 hours, and then and now it's outside and it doesn't want to come back in. I know where it's at, but it's kind of scared, so I keep trying to. Okay, your nail is stuck, okay, but isn't this cute? Now look at its sibling, and look at how much of a chunker the gray one is. Oh, ow! Don't bite her nipples like that. Okay, look. Look at. Okay, I guess you have to see their body. Look at how much more of a chunker this one is than this little guy. Oh, the cuteness. I think they're about like not quite 4 weeks, maybe like 3 or so. And Fidget is what are you again? I can't think right now. A Bengal. She's a Bengal. So thank you. Ow! 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 They're little claws. I really love the gray one. Of her other litters, for whatever reason, her gray cats are just really, really sweet tempered, like their temperament and demeanor. I may also have some kind of bias and just I don't know. I don't know. The ones that look like her are super cute too, but I just noticed the gray ones have had just for whatever reason like funner personalities. I'm a dog person. I got Fidget because Fidget was beating up a puppy that my friend had got and teaching her kittens to beat up the puppy as well. So, yeah. You miss your friends? Is are you someone that I don't realize what your screen name is, or you have a new screen name? Because it kind of looks familiar, but I'm not. It's not. Okay, that's what I thought. So it abbreviates. That's okay. It is. I only see MKAOS. So you changed your screen name on me. I miss you too. And Simp One is gone, long, long gone. Um. So there's that. He he was so jealous of everybody, dude. Like, yeah. I mean, I can't even. By the way, we have a new lav situation. I'm trying to test out the sound. I have no idea um, how it's sounding. Probably gonna get an inner ear monitor kind of thing. I can't believe, like, with all the efforts that went into the production value. I miss you too, by the way, Fem. You have to come visit me. It is a long time. I'm okay. Just living life, doing not so much home repair. Well, like building stuff really badly, with the wrong tools and like absolutely zero understanding of some very crucial things when it comes to using tools and application or whatever. I was using a drill, right? I guess it's not a drill. It's the one where you have to like It's not the one with the big thing that you hold and it rotates it. It has like a little one and you pinch it, right? Like the lip of it or whatever, and then you can put in your bit or if you an extension or whatever the hell. Anyways, so this one, the it's not a drill. It's technically something else, but it works like a drill. Thank you. You have the same number, right, Fem? Because I have the same number too. I do have a secret number that I can give you. Just well, obviously you're not going to give it to fucking you know who. I'm not. I know you could actually. I would give you the secret number, but that's been like the only somewhat saving grace. Because I have another line that he doesn't know. The I've changed my number so many times, and like he'll just call the business and drive my family nuts, and my dad will cave, right? My dad will cave and give up my contact information just so he'll stop calling the business. So changing the number doesn't work. I mean, I think you guys know how he runs stuff. These like it's textbook. It's predictable. It's the same thing with everybody, you know. And I really am glad that I at least have done my part to help girls in the future make really educated determinations and decisions when it comes to people like that. But then they're also like a curse you can't get rid of unless you give to someone else. So, okay, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Simp One tried to do some weird shit on my phone. Let me plug that phone in, by the way, because it's dead. I was gonna say call me right now, but it's not gonna ring. So, 1 second. So, what's this story on like? I guess the swatting. Does anyone know? I heard about that, but I didn't really read into it. I mean, it's about time. Like, how many people has this person swatted? Like a million? How are you doing, by the way? How's your mom, them? They are so adorable. Oh, hi, Fidget. Hello. Okay, audio out of sync. Thank you for telling me this, Uncle Meat. Okay, so check this out. So I'm using a new mic. The mic I'm sure is perfectly fine, but there may be some settings on the Streamlab app that I'm using. Yes, we've downgraded to that because Simp One like stole the cameras. So, and then I still have webcams and stuff, right? I have a ton of those. And when I was trying to set that up on a desktop, like it wasn't ready. It's just been a nightmare. So I'm like really not loving the downgrade in quality. I'm really not loving the out of sync. Where would I even adjust that? I'm thinking it's like a bitrate thing. If something with the frames per minute are my guess, but I don't know. What do you mean, sort of? What's sort of? But I'm gonna try to figure that out because that's fucking lame, right? Not cool. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. And speaking of out of sync audio or whatever, when I was going back looking at how the streams were done fucking ages ago by now, I noticed one thing that the Sim Squad, mainly Simp One, just did not put any effort into, regardless of us having the equipment, multiple ways of doing that. And okay, that's great. It's where you can find that stuff. Okay, fam, we're probably gonna have to remod you. Okay, awesome. I don't even want to know what that links to. Let's see what I can do about that. Oh, and I don't even have my stylus. This sucks. These gloves are supposed to be like for smartphones or whatever, like touchscreen stuff. And they're not a lot of the time. I have to take them off. But these kittens and their claws, so I don't know. It's kind of a mess right now. Frustrating. Need to explain? Well, I need you to explain. Like, what do you mean, sort of? Is there anything I need to know about that you've not told me? I'm waiting for this fucking thing to come on. Okay, and how about? All right, so we know Apple slows down. As much as I love Apple, I'm an Apple slave. always through and through. I mean, even despite what I'm dealing with now, I'm not going to be like PC, oh, that's like computer technology. Like that's not, I'm not going to do that. I do have a PC. That was what was used for a lot of the streams because of, I don't know, simple ones like, we can do more with PC. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll get one. So I get one. But I guess I just don't know my way around it the way I know like Mac. And Mac just fucking works. It just works, dude. Like consistently until they have a new thing coming out. And there was a major lawsuit, right, over them slowing down or programming a self-destructing, time-based, triggered thing. They would just code in an update, and it would just, all the older phones and older models would just become so obnoxiously slow and whatever. You would just like, okay, I'll get a new phone, right? And that always is going to happen around the time new ones are coming out. So they're still doing it, but they're attacking more. It depends on how old your model is compared to the newer one. So if you have like the model prior to that, they're not going to slow it down a lot. But if you're 2 or even 3, imagine models below that, absolutely. It's going to get to a point where your phone is just like a paperweight. Might as well be. Also managed to shatter an otter case, or not the case, but the screen. Like, how? Well, that's totally different, Um, that's different. So there is good news on the Alistair front, Fem, but I'm not going to disclose or anything publicly whatsoever because you would think after 4 years someone would move on. No, not exactly. A slave to fashion. uh, okay, who hasn't seen the kittens? One's in the chat. Oh, I know yeah, no, you know exactly who. You know exactly how evil, and it's just, but I don't get is how can you still be bugging 4 years later, dude? How? And the girls after the fact, I don't know. I don't know. The biggest concern I have is that okay, so I don't know if anyone watches the cut videos or what's another one. They're almost exactly the same kind of channel where they do like social experiments with groups of women, men, and dating type scenarios, all kinds of stuff. And in one setup, they had random people, like handful of girls and guys, calling exes and discussing like what went wrong or oh he's most definitely like no doubt. But basically they were having the contestants or whatever guests call an ex, right, and ask them like what went wrong, like if they wanted to get back together ever, if they were still attracted to each other, just keep them on the phone, see what happens. And this one girl, she was clipped and mentioned quite a bit in some of like the commentary channels type thing, and her really scary. She was like, he just won't let me love him. And what she meant by that is she believes that her feelings for whoever this ex-boyfriend is were more important and valid than his, and that him not wanting to be with her was just mean and not allowing her to love him. Are we really? So you lost 45. That's fucking amazing. So do we not hear like the crazy? I'm really proud of you, by the way. No, well, girl, that's what happens. Like when you lose weight, that's the first thing to fucking know. That's just we'll get you some fakies, or we'll stuff you. Don't worry. I do it all the time. No, not really. This is hardly padded, actually. I like padded because I get cold. To be honest, California cold though. This is like the thermometer is not in this area. It's in over there somewhere, and I don't want to get up. But I bet you this is like 60s, like low 60s. It's horrible. That's why I'm in like a fuzzy onesie right now. But okay, so the girl who calls the ex is just like, why won't you let me love you? Like, you're the one that got away. And he's like, thank you. Because you can't like engage or entertain like that kind of craziness, and it's just something where you want to avoid communication at all costs as much as possible. But yeah, I saw that and I'm just like, wow, people actually think that way. And I needed a break from it. I was like, what the hell? Let's kill some brain cells. So then I turned on Tessie to see what she's been up to. I saw, I think maybe, I don't know, like a week ago ish, it said that she was quitting. She was announcing she's not happy and she's over it. Okay, fair enough. She's had quite the ride in her world of streaming. And, I'll say this. Okay, so when I was just like seeing what she was up to, and I rewatched her Dr. Phil episode, and wow, it is. I'll just say this much. Okay, she's really terrible for the way she projected her trajectory, her jump off, what she did. We all know to kind of get attention. That's disgusting. Um, and she was almost kind of like a shock insult troll, but her dedication to the just it's one of those things where you're like, this can't be real. Like, this is just out of control. And you catch glimpses, and I don't know, maybe people will tell you, oh, I know her. Who knows? Like, everyone can be full of shit. But you catch maybe patterns, and you'll see times where they break character, like with the Ganville beef, or when her mods refuse to handle her channel because she's being verbally abusive, whatever. And the way she just, it's not an act. She's truly unable to control herself, just raging, just anger. Um, yeah. And aside from that, I think a lot of this stuff is played up for the camera a little bit because I kind of think, okay, they diagnosed her on the Dr. Phil show. Not no, she wasn't diagnosed there. Her past diagnoses were referenced. Like, okay, she's been diagnosed with this, that. Definitely borderline. Definitely. Has to be. And then they said potentially autism, and then what was the other one? Narcissistic. But there is actually a lot of overlap criteria with borderline and narcissistic. However, like there's actually a lot. They're both cluster B, but yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And her mom seems kind of like batshit too, based on the statement she made to the show. So I don't know. Shout out to Jim West though, doing his thing, raising his youngest, who hopefully is recovering and living a more stable life where she's not being terrorized by her older sister, because that's not cool. I mean, I just don't understand how people can like humiliate and objectify and just air certain things about their life and family, especially when their families aren't aware of it, or when they're like baited into something like with a leading question, or you know what I mean? That's really gross. Like, I'm certain that there will be very soon probably laws around that. Um, and well, well, okay, there are. It depends on the syndication. It depends on the amount of plays, the amount of people that are seeing it. If a lot of people are seeing something and you don't have a release form for somebody, you don't have the rights to their likeness and to show their face or even their voice. Like, that's why sometimes on shows, you'll see people blurred out. Sometimes you even see their voices, messed up and or modulated some kind of way, so it's not distinguishable or identifiable. And then other times they're going to opt in for that if they're like some type of what's the word, informant or source. Sometimes I want to protect their identity like that. That's not fair. I honestly have a feeling that Simp One, and okay, this phone's on now, so I can actually check into this. I have a feeling that Simp One girl probably like blocked you unbeknownst to me, because I wouldn't fucking block you. But I bet you, I'm gonna look you right now. And if you've tried to contact me and I don't text you back, there's no way I would go like almost 2 years and not speak to you by choice. Anyways, there's absolutely no reason, or there's just no way I could let nearly 2 years go by thinking you've contacted me and I've ignored you that long. Like, I I mean, I've had my hermit moments pretty intently in the last, everything that's happened in the last couple of years. Like really, really, I even went radio silence off all social media. I still fairly much am currently. Um, but I mean, if you kept hitting me up, what would happen is even when I hermit and I just isolate myself or whatever, there are some people that if they hit me, if they keep hitting me up, I actually feel terrible for not getting back to them. So you're one of those people, Fem, where if you were hitting me up, I would get back to you at some point. There's no way, you know what I mean? So hold on. I just didn't want to. Uh, can we okay, I have to take this stupid glove off. Excuse me. Cheers. How are you? Hi, little cute. Oh my goodness, the kittens are so freaking cute. All right, I'm gonna check this right now. I bet you that's what happened. That would not surprise me. Okay. Okay, why are people are so random. Okay, all right. Mm. By the way, anyone who I'm on speaking terms with, like actual speaking terms with, if you've tried to contact me in the last 2, 3 hours, my phone's been dead and I only had like one shitty charger, so was not ignoring most of you. One of you, I was most certainly, obviously, always forever ignoring you. And I really think you should just like go back to your channel and go back to your world and all those things and just not be here in my vicinity. Like if you could not, I don't need to know your name. I don't need to see your name. I don't need updates on your life. I don't care if you have this or that in the works for you. I don't care if you like won a bazillion quadrillion dollars and we're just gonna sign it over to me and that was it. I don't want you around. I don't want you contacting me. Just I can't possibly make that any more clear. Like how are you gonna like be all up in someone's business, like harassing them, calling them, basically like stalking them, and you can do that from afar. It's really easy with what's available online and just there's all kinds of things about society currently and social media and just the way we live now that you can terrorize and stalk someone and still be like 500 miles away, 300 miles away. That is very easily done. Um, but I don't understand if someone just consistently tells you this is not a thing anymore, we are not going to be together, I don't want to be together, please just go move on with your life so I can move on with mine. Why are you going to keep pursuing that? It's got to be like embarrassing. It's got to be like there's got to be some level of like humility or self-respect that you find anywhere. Well, like why are you going to why do that to yourself? You cannot like force someone to give a fuck about you. You cannot force someone to care. Even if you try to terrorize people into doing that, it's going to be reluctantly. It's going to be with disdain and contempt and just it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be a good time because they're being forced. So, well, yeah, he's in chat, so that's kind of why I'm getting at. And I haven't seen any comments, so thank you. Please change your name if you want to come back and linger. I really just could stand to not see that. Gross. Okay. Scuffed ass people. Mostly just SJC. So, okay. So what the fuck is up with Cheeto? Please tell me why Cheeto, I don't know if this happened today or what, like called some type of escort and there was a hidden camera and he filmed it and aired it. Like, how is, okay, I don't even know how that's okay. Hi, how are you? I don't understand how that's okay. Did I have to make it linger? Absolutely not. I want to know how does Cheeto think that's okay? And like, why hasn't anyone tried to contact the poor girl, find her on some listing, or call the local agencies and say, yo, this weirdo is filming girls secretly? Like, that's fucked up. Like, that's really, really fucked up. That, I mean, not that I have respect for a lot of people in some of these circles that whatever blend in or list people on this person's online, whatever you want to call that. I'm not particularly fond of many of the individuals on there. And that is a reason why. Like that's fucked up, dude. Like I don't give a fuck if this person, if she's escorting or whatever she's doing, she did not consent to being like filmed secretly. That's really wrong. Like that's really, really disgusting and just wrong on like so many levels. That's messed up. I highly doubt he would go that far to stage something like, okay, just pretend it's a hidden camera. Doubt it. I couldn't even watch that crap. Like I just saw a screen cap of it and a little description of what happened and I'm like, "Oh, hell no." Like I'm not, but people were pretty much saying, "Oh, like you can tell when someone knows they're on camera or not." There's something that people do when they become aware of a camera, whether you're a streamer or whatever the fuck, even if you're a just normal person at a convenience store, when you're aware that yourself is on camera, you often will kind of see like, okay, how do I look on camera? And whether it's like a vanity thing or, especially if the person's doing something scandalous, you're going to pay attention to that. But like, there's just, even if we try not to, you're going to act away when you know there's a camera and you're not quote unquote acting, you know? I don't know. I just think he just exploited some person and I think it's really messed up. Do I jazzercise? Do you mean jazzercise? Okay, so thank you for clarifying that because the last thing I'm trying to do is be on here spreading rumors and getting my facts wrong. Okay, so thank you for clearing that up. She did consent. They said, I'm going to film it for Discord. She was crazy and didn't care at first and changed her mind after the viewers found her number. So yeah, so that's another thing. I would assume that this lady was not, she's a cam girl. She might, if she does a little bit of that, possibly she might kind of know what's possible, but she may not be. She may just be having clients referred to her through some agents, whatever. She probably had no idea what the trolls are capable of. 2 gloves deep, yes. So I have kittens right here that are just absolute adorable overload, and I love them so much. No, I need both of them. That's really the thicker ones are for their claws, and then the other ones are for when I have to constantly take my glove off to use my phone. The Smart Touch or whatever touch screen technology does not work like it's supposed to in these gloves. Start jazzing? I don't know if I have room in here. But I don't see that's messed up. So, this is okay. I have to show you both. Like, look at this guy. This is not the runt. The runt is just being a weirdo outside, and I have to try to get it again because I honestly think something's gonna hurt it because they're so small. But look, oh, okay. Look at this chunker, and then look at this guy. What if? So cute though. Huh. Ew! Ew! They farted. Ew! Oh, that's sick, dude. That was Fidget. Was that you? I'm pretty sure it was them. That was really, really foul. That was nasty. Gross. Probably you, chunkers. Huh. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please don't fart anymore. So I got to figure out what to do with these little ones. You guys know how many times I've tried to remodel this. And there's cats. We feed them because they don't want mice at the business, and there's a recycle center nearby. So yes, we feed cats. Fidget is not feral, but I'm pretty sure she bones other feral cats. So her kittens are kind of. Anyways, I don't want them pissing all over the place. So, but I don't want to be mean. It's cold. I don't want to make them go outside. So I don't really know. You know what I mean? but I'm tired of like throwing out clothes constantly from that kind of stuff. I'll let her litters stay like until they get to a certain size. And I'm like, okay, y'all are on your own. But like this size, I think it would be fucked up to make them go outside. I just, I mean, do they know and want to use a like a sand or kitty litter box that young? I guess they must have to, right? I don't know. I should try to grab the other one that is, I don't even know if it's okay. I haven't heard it in a while. Hi. Oh, you're just so cuteness. Okay, let me see if I can get that little guy. Oh yeah, Fidget is exhausted. Yeah, she's a good girl. It's funny when she's over nursing them, she will just smack them like she'll attack them. She'll be like, "I'm done with this shit. You need to just drink water, dudes." Like, yeah, it's funny. But I've also seen her nurse a possum. I've seen her nurse one of her kittens that is much, much older and bigger than her now. Well, not older than her, but it's surpassed her in size. And it's like, I don't know, a mother breastfeeding like a 30-year-old grown ass fucking man. That's what it looks like. And I catch him and I'm like looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing? That's gross. And then they look at me like I'm the weirdo. Definitely not. Ew. Oh my God, Fem, do you remember that fucking weirdo on Stereo? I don't remember if I told you. I think I did. But there was an app, it's still around, called Stereo, and it's kind of like chat roulette, but it's only audio. And you're mixed up with people randomly. Anytime a new app or kind of thing like that launches, they generally will poach or recruit talent professionals to kind of keep it going and have it be entertaining to attract subscribers or whatever, people to download it, purchase the app, whatever. And there was this fucking dude on there, and I forget the username, doesn't really matter. But this person was trying to have like phone sex, right? But they weren't into, your run of the mill typical type stuff. They had a diaper thing that they really just that was their thing. And so it's just like chat roulette would be, but audio only, or Omegle, okay, just audio. And if you skip someone, you get linked up with another individual randomly. If you were a host, you were able to select who you wanted to host with. They probably changed some of that by now, but you'd be mixed. You would be set up with people randomly, right? So this fucking dude, really creepy, was going through person after person after person after person after person, trying to find someone down for his mommy issues or something. But basically, he just wanted he wanted the person to say that the diapers pull-ups were sexy and they feel good. It's another person to say. And I'm trying to like analyze them, and that was like video, no chat, no video. You would be randomly set up to speak to really just tell them like as a mom, but also just I was trying to see if you're blocked, and then I keep getting sidetracked. So let me do that right now, because very likely, thank you. Very likely I'm gonna have to shut it down to check the audio because I don't even know how that's been. And then I got to figure out what settings. There's probably an audio bit rate that's funky, 30 or 29. But my hermit bouts. That's probably what really happens. So yes, this is me. Come up or start anything. I'm just fucking. I don't even know what I can really share with you guys, or what is just better left to ponder. But he took the cameras. I had two cameras. He took that shit. He tried to sabotage some of the internet setup that I had done to. How do I say it? There's a lot of Faraday cage activity, setup, building structural stuff that is very problematic for a nice, reliable, fast signal for Wi-Fi. Even with Ethernet, even all that. Okay, there's a lot of Faraday issues here. um, we worked around that. We were able to figure out something that boosted the signal enough, and it was a clean signal. And as soon as things got sour, and we're like, okay, like let's just not have our shit together and be bickering about stuff that's really not worth it. Okay, let's do that. Like you get glimpses of that here and there, or like he'd film me when I was just losing it, and like it was a respect thing. Um, so yeah, it could have been really entertaining and probably kind of fucked up for you guys to watch, but generally that's oh, see, their little claws are just ouchies. Hi, hi, little monkus. Ow, ow, that hurts. I know.